Hi everyone, my name is Kat and I want to welcome you to my design studio where today we are going to be doing a hello, I call it 2025. It's just a hello wreath, so it could be used for hello, welcome new baby, hello, welcome to the new adventure of charting our married life on together. So it's just nice to have wreaths in our shop because as people are making Christmas purchases, more than likely they are looking for designs that can be switched out during the holidays. It may not necessarily be a holiday wreath. So this week I am doing a bunch of everyday designs to backfill my shop. And so I wanted to invite you along today to see the simple design we are doing today. But before we get started, if this is your first time, welcome. I'd love to know where you're joining me from. Also, if you want to save this tutorial, do a quick copy paste. You're on Facebook, just hit the share button down below. If you are on YouTube, just click the save button. Simple enough. However, if you want to be notified when I go live, which is every Tuesday at 4 and every Friday at 5, make sure that you have your notifications turned on for Facebook, because that's where I'm going live at Kat's Creations Wreath for joining me here today. If you are on YouTube, you're catching this from an earlier Facebook live that is being shared over to my YouTube channel. For those of you on Facebook who don't know I have a YouTube channel, you can catch all my private, or not private, but all my public lives are all cataloged there under Kat's Creations Wreath as well. But to turn notification on for Facebook, make sure you have liked and followed this page. You have to have both in order to turn the notifications on. So like is easy to find. Follow is the 3 little dots. Click on those. It'll open up a really small menu. Just make sure your turn notifications on button is checked. You're all set and ready to go. If you're on YouTube and you want to get notified whenever there's a new tutorial, just make sure you hit the subscription bell or subscribe to my channel and you're all set. I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down. I'm going to go through all the materials and then we're going to go ahead and put this design together. So let me make sure I can view your comments. It has been a bitterly cold day here in Washington today. It just, they said it was supposed to get to be like up in the 50s. It never even got out of the 30s today, let me tell you. It is cold. The fog has been rolling in for like the last hour, so that's kind of creepy looking, and it's just cold. My poor chickens have not come out of their coop except to get treats, and then they went right back inside. Oop, let me go ahead and try to pin that. There we go. Hi Elizabeth, hi Jan, hi Darlene, welcome. So yes, it is super cold. We're using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. Hi, Pam. That is going to be our base. We're doing a black and tan design, and the sign inspiration we're using is this one. It's just a simple hello. So like I said, it could be hello 2025. It could be hello new life. It could be hello new baby, hello new family, whatever. So we're doing a gorgeous black and white and tan everyday wreath that you can put up and leave up for all the seasons. It's not just limited to one. That sign you can find at Kringle Designs, which is KRINGLE designs.us. Burlap mesh, which you can pick up at Hobby Lobby. That is going to be cut to 20-inch pieces, 18 of those. The ribbon choices that we are using today is this black and tan from Craft Outlet, the black and white Swiss dot from Craft Outlet, the black and white Argyle from Craft Outlet, they're rolling away, this black and white striped, which is from the Wreath shop, this black and white gingham edged with a wide tan stripe is from Kringle. And then lastly from Craft Outlet, this is my favorite. You guys know that. It is the tan with the white dot circles. I think they call it like circle pearls or something like that. So those are all the ribbons. That's where it all comes from. That's all that's going in this wreath today. It's going to be simple, but elegant. You could use it for farmhouse. You can use it for country, whatever you would like. So we're going to finish wiring together the last section. I've done the first 5 for you. We are going to take a pipe cleaner and wire together the 2 circles or the rails closest to the inside. Hi, Linda from Arkansas. Welcome. And then we are taking our black pipe cleaner. We're going to wire together the outside 2, just to the left of this one. You can use your rail and your center, and then kind of find a midway point to go ahead and do your outside ones. We're going to go ahead and do the other one on the other side. This way it gives you 6 pipe cleaners on the inside, 12 to the outside. We are not going to be using the 6 on the inside, so we're going to be doing those first so that I can trim those, and then we will work the outside, add our ribbons, make the bow, add the sign, and we're done. So if you guys have any questions along the way, please feel free to do that. This Deco mesh, like I said, from Hobby Lobby, cannot be cut with a wood burning tool, so you're going to have to use the old standby rotary. Hi, Donna from Riverside. I know right where that's at. My dad lived there in Riverside County, close to Harvest Church, Greg Glory's church. So we're going to slide these in just like so. I take the finished edge, and those will always go towards the center so that the raw cut ends are to the side. I'm just going to remove the remnant of our pipe cleaner. We will kind of not really so much work on fanning these out because we still have to come in and we have to do the outside. So we're just focusing on the inside 6. So once again, we are rolling against the curl, straight down the middle, and I'm gathering it about 1/2 inch increments. They don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do 1/2 inch increments. It's whatever works for you. I'm going to lay this one right inside, just like that. And I'm always about giving them a couple extra twists, just because. And then we're snipping off the remainder of our pipe cleaner, tucking that little remnant back down to the center. Again, keeping those prepped for our outside ones that we'll come back in and do. So I am up here in a small town called Cinnabar, which if you live in the state of Washington, if people ask you where you live and you tell them, the city is so small, nobody knows where it's at. So you have to pick a bigger city, which is funny because it was like that when we lived in California too. Very few people knew where Victorville was, so our response was always on the way to Vegas. Because it's the last, one of the last few big towns on your way to Vegas if you were in Southern California. So this is one of my standby meshes from Hobby Lobby. I pray they don't ever get rid of it. I might just have to go back in and grab a couple more because I always keep 2 or 3 rolls available. But I think I'm down to like 1 roll left. And it comes in a blue, like a navy blue and tan, mossy green and tan, and then this black and tan, which is perfect for like country, farmhouse, whatever. Linda says, my daughter, her family lives in Cheney, Washington. See, just west of Spokane. So I didn't know where Cheney was, Linda, but I did know where Spokane is. That's like pretty much exiting the state of Washington on the east side. There's not much there after Spokane. So we are closer to Portland is the easiest way to put it. Here in Washington, we are kind of between, like the 5 kind of cuts up and kind of goes, it's like a little weird shape, but we are off the 5, but on the highway going towards Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier. So on White Pass Highway. Basically, even if people don't understand that, we just say we're about 30 minutes south of Centralia or Chehalis. Okay, pushing the outside ones down so that they don't get in the way. We are finishing the last of our 6 to the inside. How cold is it in chilly Minnesota, Linda? Because it is cold here today. I think the humidity levels must be way up because it has just been bitterly cold. We have to go in and actually start a fire because our poor mini split is just trying so hard to keep up today. And that chill, it's the kind that hurts when you go outside. That usually means there's a lot of humidity in it. Okay, so now I'm working on the outside. So these pipe cleaners I won't cut off until we add our ribbons to them. So just 2 twists. And then I am going to open these up, but the very ends I am folding down to help prevent frays. And they're going right over the top of that center Deco mesh. Like how there was one, like there's one in each section, they're going on either side, so that that centerpiece of Deco mesh is kind of like the filler for the 2 outside ones. Oops. Linda says you love the farm pictures. I haven't posted any farm pictures for a while. You need to do that. It's so cold and everything has been so frozen over this last week. Every morning I go out, I have to unfreeze my water for my chicken feeders because they're rock solid. And then feed the poor things and then just make sure that they have enough of their pine shavings to do what's called a deep bed. Because chickens' body temperatures are like 108. So if we deep bed, which means put about 2 feet of shavings in their chicken coop, they can kind of snuggle down. And it's a fairly large chicken coop. And we only have 7 chickens. Somebody said that our coop could probably handle somewhere between 40 and 50. So that shows you size-wise where our chickens are able to stretch out. People call it the chicken mansion because we just don't have enough chickens. But we just increased from 3 to 7, and I already want more because I like having all the different types of breeds so that you have like a good mix. Then your eggs, when you collect them, are super pretty. Like you might get blues or lavender eggs, pink eggs. These are like the true, what we call Easter eggers. The ones that lay the beautiful eggs that you don't have to color. And we have one Easter egger. She lays pink eggs. And her name is Waffles. That is her name. Waffles, the Easter egger. Okay, so Linda said right now in the Twin Cities is basically 25 degrees. So that is cold. I think last night our low was 29. Although all day today, even at noon, I went to the post office and it was never over 30. So go figure. You have to be super careful. A lot of ice. A lot of ice. And people, honestly, driving way too fast for there being, you know, frost on the road. Okay, I am trying to unstick that one. Making sure. Got our pipe cleaners all set up. So they're ready to go. So I will post some more farm pictures, Linda. I don't post them on the Kats Creations page. I moved them all to the Applewood Farms WA Facebook page. So if you want to know about deer and chickens, and I'm hoping this year we can get a cow. I want a cow. Steve wants to raise a couple cattle for meat, and I said, well, if you can have meat cows, I can have a pet cow, because I need to have cows that I don't grow attached to. If you're gonna, and they keep them for like a year and a half before, and you're buying them fairly, they're not babies. I guess when you buy the meat cows, we have a lot of our neighbors who do that to supplement and so give themselves like good beef supply. So we do have a pretty large meadow. It's almost an acre, and we don't do anything with it. So I could easily support a cow or 2 or 3. So Cat wants a cow. And a duck. And some goats. And who knows? They always say that chickens are the gateway drug to farming. So if you start with chickens, you're going to want to move up after that. Who would have ever thought? Man, if I was to look back at my life, I would have never dreamed that I would be raising chickens. Yet here I am. And I love it. They are so easy to take care of. Oh, Linda, yes. Actually, Steve said he really, really wants a donkey. So, because they're really good for predator control, believe it or not. Like for the chickens, they're really, really good for predator control. And so he was like, we might just have to get a donkey. Look on Arm's Family Homestead page at the mini cow they got. Oh, that's dangerous, Sharon. I keep sending my husband pictures of baby Highlands. And I was like, this is what I want for Christmas. I just want a baby Highland. But I'm not sure how much they cost. I know the regular beef cattle are like $500. That just might be an adventure. An adventure in the farm. Right now we just take care of the deer and the chickens. My boss has 18 cows, Linda, and he just bought 3 more. So is he raising them for meat? I could just see the day my husband decides to drive home with a trailer with a cow in it. Oh my, I would be ecstatic. I just told him, you'll never find me in the house. I'll be outside all the time. Babysitting cows. Donkeys. Oh, donkeys. Okay. So why does he have 18 and he just bought 3 more? What is he using them for? Or is he has donkeys because he likes donkeys? Oops. Trying to squeeze these last ones in. Look how gorgeous and full this wreath is. And this is just 1 roll of Deco mesh. Just 1. I gave up carving into Deco mesh rolls, man, when I first started, no rhyme or reason, just throw in 3 or 4 different colors, not even caring, like, what am I going to do with those 3 or 4 other rolls that I'm using? And let's make another one of that. Oops. Okay, go, scissors. Oh, okay, so they just like donkeys. Interesting. Well, he must have a lot of land then. I love that. They just love donkeys. That's so cute. Absolutely adorable. Okay, so I have prepped my pipe cleaners. They're all going vertical, which makes it easy to put your ribbon tails into the outside. Let's show you what the combos that I chose are going to look like. Kind of different. I'm kind of going more towards the black. So we're taking the black and white Swiss dot, and 1.5 inches are all cut to 19 inches. The 2.5 inch pieces are all cut to 14. So we're pairing the black and white Swiss dot with the gingham edge with the tan stripe, because that looks really nice together. And then we are taking the argyle, black and white argyle, and pairing it with the wide white stripe, black and white. So we are alternating these. First folding, they're already dovetailed, so I don't have to pre-cut them. But I fold them in half so that I can find the true center. We're going straight up the middle. And I'm just going to slide the tails in and then come underneath them, push my fingers underneath so that I can pull that ribbon out. Then I'm going to take the dovetailed ends, bring those together, go up, pinch in. That's going right inside. And we are just going to add a couple extra twists. We will remove the excess. Going to take that little extra, put it behind the loop so that this way I can open the loop. I can right side 1/2 of my ribbon tails so that I can have them both come out just like so. I'm actually going to take this one and tuck it behind, because I don't like seeing the raw fringed edge. So here we go again, folding it in half to find the true center, straight up the middle, place that right inside the pipe cleaner, just one twist, fan that out. Then we're going to take the other one, pinch that in 2 inches from the end, lay that inside, give it a couple extra twists, cut off the remainder, take that little extra, put it behind, open up your loop. One side's always right side facing. We want to grab the wrong side and flip it over. And then just lay those out ever so nice so we can see both sets of ribbons. So we're going to continue that until we get all the way around the outside, just alternating those pairings. So where the black is, that's where the black and tan combo is going to go. Pinch those in right to the center. Go ahead and snip off the excess. Go around the back. Oop. Right side that end. Just like so. I'm going to bring the argyle back up because I really want to see that. Okay. See how this edge is popping up? You just want to bring it back and lay it back underneath. We don't need any pop-ups. You have to send me some pictures, Linda. I love all that. I just wish I was so much younger now, because it's a lot of work. Having property is a lot of work to maintain it all. Which is why I think the people who lived here before, they were young, but I just don't think that they realized how much work. And so they bailed. The people before that are the ones that pretty much established the property and the orchard and all the stuff. I just think that they were getting too old and it was time to look for a much simple life. Okay. Straight up the middle. Okay. This one's a little close. Might have to move the other one, move this down a bit to give it some spacing. Sometimes I notice that the right and the lefts next to each section can get a little too close. And so I try to space them apart to where everything's about 3 to 3.5 inches apart. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Because I know there's no way these two are 3 inches apart. This a little bit more, this not so much. Here we got some of those flipping around. We will grab the one that's kind of stuck underneath. These are probably the second most popular design that I have, next to the black and white welcomes. So I don't know about you guys, but I need to be more diligent about restocking when things sell. Meaning if I have a welcome wreath like tonight, it sells, I need to immediately make another one, different kind, and then just backfill it so that there's no vacancies. I'm horrible about doing that. That is my goal for 2025. Stay on top of inventory better. Okay. There's some scrunchies happening in here. We're going to just move a handful of things around. Sometimes it's just when we're laying our mesh in, not really paying attention to what is happening next to each other as we're laying the pieces on top. Pop that underneath. What do you guys think of the ribbon combinations? Do you like these colors? I had a hard time matching the one with the wide beige stripe in it. It didn't go well with the black and tan striped. It didn't look well with the polka dots, the circle ones. So I just opted to do Swiss dot and go more predominantly black than anything. Okay. And now that I moved my heater closer, it's like burning hot. Couple twists. I'm going to take this one and tuck it behind. Okay. Oops. Just making sure I'm not missing comments. That happened like on one of my lives. I didn't see any comments. People were commenting and I never saw them until after the live was over. And I was like, what figures? So can you guys just do a couple thumbs up to let me know you can still see me, hear me, so that I can see there's something happening on my end? Okay, I got thumbs up. So that's good. Okay. Thank you. You guys are bomb. Thank you. We're almost finished. Got 3 more after this one. And then we can work on the bow. And then we're just putting our sign in. And that's where it ends. No embellishments on this one. I'm trying to make some really simple but basic and beautiful wreaths and not go crazy on the embellishment side of things, because it helps keep our price points down. And if our price points are down, that's a good thing. It means that people can purchase exactly what they want without, you know, adding raffia and I don't know what else I would have put in this one. Could have probably put in some scatters and fillers, but they would have been more black and white. No tan. There is that. Yes, Shelly says, can you share what size ring you used? It is a 14-inch Dollar Tree wire wreath frame. And I buy them by the case so that I always have those available. And I know we're supposed to get a delivery. I thought the delivery is supposed to come today. I'm supposed to get some more Unique in the Creek boards, and if so, we can start doing some more designs with those. Okay, one more set of ribbons. You are so welcome, Shelly. Linda says, have you ever made one like this without a bow? I don't know. Now you're going to make me go like, I don't know. I think for like the first year, I think all of my wreaths didn't have a bow on it because I was probably like most of you. I couldn't do a bow. I tried and I was like, oh no, they just look horrible. So I was coming up with designs that didn't require a bow. But honestly, once you discover the secret to making a bow, you will forever not know how to make one. They're like ingrained. And you just get more and more proficient and quicker. Not that you're improving on your technique, you just get faster at making them. Okay, here's the last one. So I'll kind of show you what this looks like, Linda, because we're going to add the sign, because we always add the bow last. We'll add the sign, and I'll show you what it looks like without the bow. And you can always take bows off if you purchase designs and you choose not to use it. So look, if we added this one, this is roughly what it's going to look like. You're just going to have these little, because this is a 12-inch sign, you're going to have just barely any ruffle edges right around that. And so when we build the bow, it's going to actually sit up here and take away some of this black and white space. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's push this over here. I'm going to grab my Bodabra. And we're going to pull all the colors in and figure out the layout. What's going where? Okay, we did brown and tan for the bottom. So we're going to go this way and alternate. So I guess that's going to go that way. Black and tan. No. Because then it would be tan on the outside, and I don't like that. So I might have to go this way, just so that I can get it in the path that I like. I think it's going to go like that, is what I'm thinking. Okay. So we are starting with a dovetail edge, which is simply bring your wired edges together. You're going to cut from the fold down to the wired point. So wherever the wire starts, way down there. The deeper up you come on your V just determines how deep that V is going to be in your ribbon. So if you come up really high, but always have your same destination point, you'll just have a really deep V and it'll be even. So this one is going to start with a 10-inch tail. And we're going to twist it, place it inside, even though it appears as though that this has a no wrong or right side, it does. And we're going to give it a 5.5 inch loop. So I'm going to level my Bodabra, and then I'm going to pull this out, and I want it to end at 5.5 inches. Let's see if you can see that. So 5.5 inches is down here. So here is right in there. We're right on the money. Do it on the other side. Level it. I'm only at 5 right there. So we'll take a little bit more. And we're just a little too heavy. So we're going to pull it back. And we're going back out 10 inches. Dovetail your end. There's that. This ribbon, like I said, is from Kringle Designs, Kringle designs.us. Now we're going to take our black and white stripe, do the same thing, dovetail the ends. So from the fold down to the wired point. And this one's going to be 9.5 inches. You're going to gather and twist. Place that on the inside, and these loops are only going to be 5 inches long. So once you know how to set up your measurement, which is level it right on the 10-inch line, so you can pull this out, you can actually see when you're right at your 5 inches. Same thing, other side. Make sure. And then back out 9.5 inches. And we'll dovetail the end. Ooh. Sometimes you need to hold both ends. Let's give it a better, cleaner line to that one. And let's pull that through. This one was from the Wreath shop. And then we're going to grab our black and tan. Same process. Dovetailing the ends. This one is going to go 9 inches with 4.5 inch loops. And if you like this recipe, you can actually download it for free on my website, which is pinned below, KatsCreationsNMore.com. About halfway down, it'll say Kat's bow recipe. And you can just download it there. So I'm doing the same thing. Making sure that these are 4.5. And I'm right there. And back out. 19 is at my 9 inch. So Sharon says, in my opinion, it depends on the sign. I agree. She said, I think this sign definitely needs a bow. It just has a lot of empty space at the top. So if I would have gotten a smaller sign, I probably wouldn't have gotten or added a bow to the top. I would have just left it that way. Linda, you like your bow, Dabra? I love mine. It was the first bow maker that I learned on, and I use it for everything. Holding my curls, holding ruffles. It helps me make my angel tree toppers, which I wouldn't be able to do without it. This one is going to be 8.5 inches, and I'm doing the same loop size for 4.5. So since I've already measured the bottoms, I can just kind of gauge it, put your fingers in both, and then pull. But you're still going to need to line it up so that you can get your tail length. This one is in. Okay. Now we're going to do the polka dot circles. Make sure that one stays down. This one, I don't know why it flipped over. It needs to be back over here. There we go. It was never meant to be put upside down. Okay, dovetail. We are doing 8-inch tail, and now we're doing 4-inch loops. So in, measure, make sure that we're right at 4 inches. Same thing, make sure we're right at 4, and then we're back out at 8. Dovetail this one, and then we've got one ribbon to go. I guess we could have put the sign on already. We could have done that before we started making the bow. Okay, last one. Let's see. On this roll, do I have enough? I brought a spare roll in case it's not enough. No. So, where? Here it is. Sometimes you don't quite have enough. I needed like 29 inches. Let's see. It says it's 30. Let's look. Worst case scenario, just save it for something else. So I will try 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7. I'm trying to think in my head. We'll try. I'm going to do 3.5 inch loop. And then another 3.5 inch loop. Will we have enough? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Oh, this is what you call just so right at the end. It's actually like 18 inches and I need it right there. So that worked. Which is great. But it's always good to have an extra roll of your favorites. Swiss dots and plains, like solid colors, are my favorite, so I always keep those in stock. We're going to lift this all up. We're going to drop our pipe cleaner down. We're going to hold it at the bottom and then rotate the whole stack while we hold the pipe cleaner still. And that just twists it, which is so much easier in your hands. Let's get the fluff board. It's already dark outside. Pitch black. Actually had to turn the lights on because I was like, I'm going to go in at 2:30. It's light. By the time I come out at like 5 or 5:30, it's gonna be dark. Okay, so this is just a 24 by 24 by 1 inch thick. It's just pre-cut lumber. I'm going to take the C-hook and I'm going to just place that right under my pipe cleaner so it holds the stack. Top, bottom. We're starting from the bottom ribbon. So we're going to take the tail and go to the left, the loop, and go to the right. It's going to be kind of awkward because it's got that C-hook in the way. On this side, here's my loop, and here's my tail. Again, there's my C-hook. But we want to keep the loops opposite and the tails completely on the opposite side. So now we're going to pull down the white and black. The tail's going to go to the right. Loop is going to go to the left. Okay. Going to pull this down. Going to move these in exact opposites. So now you can see it's kind of alternating the tail colors from the loop colors from here. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to switch it up because otherwise we'll get all black and white on one. So I'm just going to put black and tan on top of what I just did. Whatever I do up here, I have to do opposites here. So just make sure those go right on top of our black and white. Then I'm going to take the black and white argyle. We're putting the loop on top of that and the tail on top of this one. Go over to the other side and grab those opposite. Just match them up. Okay. Again, here's all the tails. There's all the loops. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and let the loop fall here. Again, so that we don't have a repeat of, you know, all beige being on one side, all black and tan being on the other. And then for the final, we're just going to zigzag the last and then here. So here's all my tails. The loops are all in the middle. So for fluffing, we're going to just grab the top two loops and lift. I'm doing them in opposites, just like that. Okay, ignore the tails. I know they begged to be like, fluff me. And then I'm just going to open the bottom two. And you can decide where you want to see those placed. You know, which ribbon you want to see in between which one. Just go ahead and line that up to your preference. I'm putting the argyle to the outside so that we can put the black and tan between the black and tan. And then the bottom two. Again, lifting. And then these two, let's lift. Okay, anytime you want to go in. We're going to just give them some volume. It's like 80s hair day with ribbons. We're giving it some lift. Okay, so from here, you're just going to draw your ribbon tails through your fingers, and that'll put that little curve back in them from going along the ribbon roll, which always looks nice, going down along your sign. And just take your time. It's a little hard to see the ones at the bottom because they're laying more flat on the board than the others. And then you can just kind of lay them all out if you were doing photos of your bow. And this is why having a nice like board allows you to take really gorgeous pictures of your bows if you're selling your bows. So that's that. As you can see, this is going to kind of go right up underneath this. Let me spin this around so you can see a preview of what it will look like. This is how you can decide, is that the way you want to see your bow? So you can see we had so much of that black and white space. It's just going to kind of tone that down and even it out. Okay, let's go ahead and put these two together. Oop. I'm just going to pop that off. slide that away. Okay, we're gonna, the sign already has holes in it. You can use those existing holes, which I have done. I've already added my business card to the back. I'm gonna take some floral wire, not an overabundance, probably, I was gonna say about 14 inches, that's like 15. So just enough to get you through. I get these at Michael's. So I'm going to flip this over, put my wire in. I'm going to make sure that it's even, like our shoelaces. And then I am going to start twisting my wire right over the hole. Just like that. It gives it a little bit of base, and it keeps the wire from wanting to pull out while you're pulling it down, because the wire was built over the hole with a base. So you're kind of creating a little like 1/4 inch base so that your sign sits flush and your wire doesn't stick out of the bottom or the top. So just like that, we are going to take use of the pipe cleaners that we have in the center. So there is a center one for me. I just want to make sure I fluff my mesh. Just kind of pull that through right in here. That is going to be where I put the bottom part of my sign. And because we know the layout of this wreath frame, there's going to be another one directly on its opposite side. So let me position these in through my mesh. And I want to kind of pull the edge up a little bit so that I'm not sitting like that, it's going directly down on top of the mesh. Okay. I'm just going to give it a single twist. Should have, and I do. Here's my other Deco mesh. So I'm trying to always make sure that, I don't know why lately I've had this issue where I crisscross, and I'm doing it right now. I always grab the wrong wire. Okay, let me get this one. And I'm going to do the same thing, just slightly pull up. I'm going to pull these out of the way. Kind of pull these out. Just as easier to do that now. If you're happy with where your sign is, awesome. Then you can go ahead and, you know, tighten up your wire at the bottom so that it doesn't go anywhere. You're going to hear mine kind of drag on the bottom because I have to cut that. It's just popping up. So let me grab this and tighten that all the rest of the way. There we go. Now I can fix our ribbon tails. So this is what it would look like. Sharon or Linda. Was it Sharon or Linda? Sharon. About the bows. Do you need to add a bow? Do you not? This is what it would look like if we did not add a bow. So that would be your finished design with no bow. And you don't have to. A sign using like a 12-inch is definitely big enough to give you the look that you're going for. And I always like to pull some of my mesh around. I think I'm trying to get this piece right here. Just like that, so that we have a nice filtered look. Like it's a nice little ruffle happening all the way around that. Super pretty. but we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our bow right here. So what that means is for this part, I'm actually going to tuck my mesh right here at the top. Just going to tuck this under my sign, just like this, because I don't want it to float my ribbon tails to where it'll sit way up here and it won't sit down where I want it to be. Meaning, I find my tails and my loops, show you what I mean. So right now it will lay flat on the sign. If I put it right here, it's going to sit up too high and it's going to fight all the deco mesh. So that's why I do what's called create a little bow home for it. And then I'm just going to come in and try to get my pipe cleaners down. Got one. Would help if I actually had them both in my hand. So I'm just working them through the layers, making sure that I have them on each side of a wire. Let me have it through one side. This other one's being stubborn. It gets stuck on like one little fiber hair. I got it. Okay. Making sure they're on, they're going around the rail and that they're not on the same side. Okay. Nice and tight. And then we can take our tails and see how our tails now will lay directly where they should. And now you can just restyle your ribbon tails to kind of fall where you want. Just like so. I just like it when they kind of filter down. Looks weird looking at it that way. Okay, let's get this on the door so you guys can see what it looks like on the door. I'm going to pivot you up. Oop. And we're going to take the snowman down. So let's take him down. We are going to set him over here. So this is a great, like I said, this would be an alternative to a New Year's wreath. If you just wanted, of course I'm not hanging it straight. There we go. There we go. It's a great way to welcome anything in. A new life, a new baby, a fresh start, a new home. And these are some great designs for that reason. Make sure that all of your ribbon tails are nice and pretty. Everything is fluffed. You can see all the colors in everything that you've used. If you need to give them another little fluff, feel free to do so. But I think that will do it. Let me zoom in for you guys. There is that design. Oh, Brenda. Thank you. Brenda says beautiful. Elizabeth says beautiful. Carol says very pretty. Where'd you get the sign? Is it metal or wood? It is actually metal. You can get it from Crinkle Designs. Craft Outlet might also carry it. I got it last year, so I've actually had them in my inventory for a little while. But yeah, it looks wood because it's got the wood tone down here at the bottom, which kind of gives it a little bit of a wood feel. But that's about it. That's all I have for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this design. This is something simple and something that you should keep in your shop year round, these are what people are looking for if they're going to purchase wreaths for friends and family for Christmas, and they're not looking for holiday. So they're looking for an everyday. So I hope you like this design, and I will talk to you all soon. Okay, bye for now, everyone.